Вы сказали про Сирию.
You said Syria. You, and those who are paid a salary, want to portray everything happening in Syria as some kind of failure or defeat for Russia. I assure you it is not. And I'll tell you why. We came to Syria a decade ago to make sure that a terrorist enclave was not created there, like what we have seen in some other countries, say in Afghanistan. By and large, we have achieved our goals in Syria. And even those groups that once fought with the Assad regime, with government forces, they too have undergone internal changes. It is not without reason that today many European countries and the United States want to establish relations with them. If they are terrorist organizations, why are you going there? So they have changed, haven't they? And that means that, to a certain extent, the goal has been achieved. Next, we've had no troops on the ground. In Syria, they just weren't there. There are two of our bases there, an air base and a naval base. The ground component consisted of the armed forces of Syria itself, and some, as we all know, there is no secret here, so-called pro-Iranian forces combat formations. We even got the special operations forces out of there at one time. We didn't fight there. What was going on there? When the armed opposition groups approached Aleppo, Aleppo was defended by about 30,000 people. 350 militants entered the city. Government forces, and with them the so-called pro-Iranian units, withdrew without a fight, blew up their positions and left. And it was the same practically, apart from small exceptions where there were some clashes, throughout the entire territory of Syria. If before, let's say, our Iranian friends asked us to help them transfer their units to Syria, now they have asked us to withdraw them from there. We took out 4,000 Iranian fighters to Tehran from the Hmeimim base. Some of the so-called pro-Iranian units left without a fight to Lebanon, some to Iraq. But today the situation is not easy in the Syrian Arab Republic. We very much hope that there will be peace and calm there. We maintain relations with all the groups that control the situation there, with all countries in the region. The overwhelming majority of them are telling us that they would be interested in keeping our military bases in Syria. I don't know. We need to think about this, because we need to decide for ourselves how our relationship will develop with the political forces that currently control and will control the situation in this country in the future, and our interests must coincide. If we stay there, it means that we have to do something in the interests of the country where we are. What will those interests be? What can we do for them? This is a question waiting for a painstaking researcher on both sides. But already now we can do something, including using these bases. We have already offered this to our partners, including those in Syria, and to neighboring countries. We have proposed using, say, the Hmeimim air base to deliver humanitarian aid to Syria. And this was accepted with understanding and with the desire to organize this work together. The same applies to the naval base in Tartus. So, whoever would like to portray Russia as weakened, since you're an American, I want to remember of a well-known man and a writer who once said, "Rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated." And if we have ever meet the president-elect, Mr. Trump, I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about.
Состоится встреча с избранным президентом, господином Трампом. Уверен, нам будет о чем поговорить.